Good morning, everyone. My name is Tatum and the founder of Guardian Voice of the Missing, and this is the weekly podcast. Hope everybody is doing well, enjoying like some of the warm weather that has been coming our way and everything. Just a reminder to everybody, now that the weather is getting warmer, people are out doing more outdoor activities and stuff. We kind of covered this last week about, being aware of your surroundings. If you see anything that is out of the usual or kind of suspicious or something, please contact local law enforcement because you never know if it could be involved in a missing persons case. Hi, Ellen. How are you? It's always good to hear you and see you and everything. So we're going to go ahead and get started. There are some updates on a couple cases. The first case that I'm going to cover is Caitlin Woolery's. There is an update on her case. So I will cover that real quick and let you guys know about the update. Caitlin Woolery went missing from Uniontown, Pennsylvania on November 23rd of 2023. She is 17 years old, 5'3", 115 pounds, brown hair, and hazel eyes. She does have her nose and her ears pierced. She was wearing that beaded necklace with the name Blake on it and that cross necklace that you can see in the picture. She may go by Bug or Little Bit. She was last seen wearing a black hoodie, Crocs, and jeans around 1:30 p.m. on November 23rd, 2023, when she had went to take a walk around the block of the area of Oakland Avenue, which is by Uniontown High School there in Uniontown, Pennsylvania. She had her cell phone with her, and it last pinged about 10 blocks away from that area by Potter's Barn around 11:15 on November 26th of 2023. Since then, it has been off or unable to ping any type of location. She has not been active on social media and has not been in contact with friends or loved ones, which is very much out of her character. Loved ones are concerned for her safety and well-being. If you have any information regarding Caitlin's disappearance or know her whereabouts, please call 911 or the Uniontown, Pennsylvania Police Department at 724-430-2929. Now, there is an update on her case. There is some posts that are going around on Caitlin's case about that possibly her remains have been found. That has not been confirmed by law enforcement that it is her at this time. So please continue to share her flyers. It did come from a tip about locations of remains. But like I said, again, a lot of people are saying that it's her, but that has not been confirmed by law enforcement at this time. So we still need to give that support to the family and to the loved ones, but also, keep her out there if it is not her as well. The next case I would like to cover again is John Paul Parton, JP. He is missing out of High Ridge, Missouri on May 16th of 2021. He was 19 years old at the time of his disappearance. He is now 22. 6 foot tall, 175 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. He does have multiple scars on his back and his right forearm. Like I said, he does go by JP. JP was last seen leaving his residence with two male individuals. There were statements that he was going to camp with friends. However, that has never been confirmed. It is suspected that foul play is a factor in his case, and there has been little to no cooperation with individuals that were last seen with him or people that were affiliated with him. He has had no contact with loved ones or any activity on social media. If you have any information regarding JP's disappearance or his whereabouts, please call the Jefferson County, Missouri Sheriff's Office at 636-797-5000. You can also call the Missouri State Highway Patrol Missing Persons Clearinghouse at 866-362-6422. This next case is Ruth Jackson Jenkins. She's missing out of Pineville, South Carolina. She went missing on July 16th of 2022. She was 77 years old. She is now 79, 5'6", 135 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. She does wear glasses, and they were black the last time she was seen. She does suffer cognitive impairment and requires medication. She was last seen wearing a light gray or a white shirt with blue jeans, walking at the 1800 block of Highway 45 in Pineville area of the Berkeley County. in South Carolina around 2 p.m. She's known to wander around but has never stayed gone this long. There is concern for her safety. If you have any information regarding Ruth's disappearance or know her whereabouts, please call Berkeley County, South Carolina Sheriff's Office at 843-719-4465. The next case is Kevin Sean McGrath. He went missing on a Carnival cruise ship in Miami, Florida on September 4th of 2023. He's 26 years old, 5'9", 160 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. He does have multiple tattoos, as you can see in the pictures, on his hands, arms, back, fingers, chest, and knee. His left arm is sleeved with the outside of his arm in the word blessed and the inside with a cross. The top of his left hand says cadence and his fingers say Zari. He has a serpent wrapped around a cross on his inner right arm and multiple tattoos on the outer part of his arm. He may go by Kev or Kevo. He was last on a cruise ship with several family members and had been seen out dancing on the poolside throughout the evening on video footage into the earlier hours around 2 a.m. He was wearing a plaited dress shirt and pants. It is reported that his key card was scanned around 3:30 a.m. to his cabin that he had shared with his brother. It is reported that his brother woke up when he came in the room, but he couldn't confirm if it was him due to the room being dark, and he fell back asleep. When he didn't show up to breakfast and no one had seen him, they were concerned. It is reported that the cruise liner was searched, but only briefly before it left again from Miami, Florida. It is reported that he was last seen wearing a black shirt, shorts, and shoes. All of his belongings were left in his cabin. He has not been seen or heard from since. It is reported that Carnival will not confirm if his key card was used and stated that the cameras in that area were not working. There have been many theories about his disappearance from going overboard or that he just left the ship. If anyone has any information regarding Kevin's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Miami-Dade, Florida Police Department at 305-715-3300. I believe definitely in Kevin's case, someone knows something. We've had multiple cases of people going missing on cruise lines and stuff like that. But it just didn't seem like it would be in his character to just disappear and leave loved ones behind. This next case is Francine Elita Gordon. She's missing out of Sherman, Texas on November 13th of 1999. She was 48 years old at the time of her disappearance. She is now 72. 5'4" to 5'7", 145 to 155 pounds. Black hair and brown eyes. She does have her ears pierced. She goes by the nickname Shirley. Francine was last known to be en route to her home in Sherman, Texas on November 13th of 1999. And on November 15th of 1999, her abandoned vehicle was later located at a convenience store, FM 1417 in Lambert in the West Sherman, Texas. Her purse, money, and ID were found in the trunk where she normally kept them, but her keys were missing. She has never been seen or heard from again. It is not like her to be gone without contact with any of her loved ones. It is believed that she could have been taken against her will. If you have any information regarding Francine's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Sherman, Texas Police Department at 903-892-7290 or the Texas Missing Person Clearinghouse at 800-346-3243. I have shown Donald Flanagan before. He is missing out of Kansas City, Missouri on April 18th of 2016. He was 53 years old at the time of his disappearance. He is now 61. 5'7", 146 pounds, gray or partially gray hair, and green eyes. He was homeless at the time of his disappearance and slept behind local businesses where he was last seen in the area of the Northeast 40th in North Oak, Kansas City, Missouri. He has not been seen or heard from since. If you have any information regarding Donald's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department at 816-234-5136. This is Cornelius Frederick Boxlag. He is missing out of South Salt Lake, Utah. June 6th of 2022. He was 29 years old at the time of his disappearance. He is now 31. 6', 6'2", 130 to 150 pounds, sandy hair, and gray eyes. He has a scar about 2 inches long on his lower abdomen and a smallpox vaccine scar as well. His blonde hair is usually short with a short crew cut. He was last seen on camera near his apartment at 3808 Southwest Temple in South Salt Lake City, Utah on June 6th around 11:40 a.m. wearing a dark green Wrangler cargo pants, gray shirt, military boots, or sneakers. He does usually wear a hat. He could have been heading to work. Now, his 2012 silver Suzuki SX4 was located on a remote road at the Castle Rock exit on 180 in Summit County, Utah on June 8th of 2022. His vehicle, Utah plates, a white skier/snow lift EO68FE, were not on the car when it was located, and they still have not been located. Cornelius does go by the name Casey. He had a cell phone with him, and it last pinged by a cell tower approximately at 2100 South and 300 West in Salt Lake City on the morning of June 6th. He had a black Mountain Smith backpack that you can see in the picture, a black 2022 SIG 9mm pistol, Gerber multi-tool, keychain with Suzuki key with 2 house keys, as well as several keys for his work. The keychain had 2 pictures in a dark paracord dongle and an Alta bottle stopper. To the photos below. None of these have been recovered as well. There is a $50,000 reward on his case. If you have any information regarding Casey's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Salt Lake City, Utah Police Department at 801-412-3600 or the Valley Emergency Communication Center at 801-840-4000. Hi, Allison. Allison is doing a lot of hashtagging and putting stuff in the comments as well for everyone for different information and stuff that is out there. This next case I haven't covered before. This is Hazel Alice Klug. She is missing out of Henrico, Virginia on May 20, 1986. She was 23 years old at the time of her disappearance. She is now 61. 5'3", 117 pounds, blonde hair, and blue eyes. She does have an epidermally scar on her abdomen, small wart on her left side of her nose, and a small freckle-type birthmark underneath her left breast. She does have her ears pierced. She does have slight scoliosis of the spine, and she may go by the middle name Alice. It is reported that she was a title researcher for a Richmond law firm and had spoke to her coworker that she was dating at the time on the phone around 11:30 p.m. on May 20th, 1986. And she was at her home in the Crestview area of Richmond, Virginia. And they had spoke on the phone for over an hour. It is reported by the Mail that it was a normal conversation. She never indicated that anything was wrong. When Hazel had not reported to work the next day on March 21st of 1986, law enforcement did go to check on her and did a search of her home. They had discovered that her dog and her vehicle were both at the house and most of her belongings, including clothing, makeup, and jewelry. The only things that were missing was her suitcase and her purse. She was last seen wearing a red, white, and blue hooded sweatshirt with Pony written on the front, a small angle style watch with a black face, a diamond-shaped case, and a tricolored yellow, pink, and white gold bracelet. A 14-karat gold signet ring with her initials HAK on her middle finger, a yellow gold pinky ring, a round sapphire flanked by 2 diamonds, a white gold ring with a 3rd-carat Maltese cute sapphire surrounded by diamonds, possibly matching sapphire and diamond necklace, small earrings, and an opal ring. It is reported that she would never left her dog without making arrangements for their care. She has never been seen or heard from again. If you have any information regarding Hazel's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Henris County, Virginia Police Division at 804-501-4000. This next case is out of Kansas City, Missouri. This is Johnny Lee Thompson. He went missing July 5th of 2019. He was 45 years at the time of his disappearance. He is now 50. 5'10", 300 pounds, black hair, and brown eyes. He was last seen leaving a friend's house in Independence, Missouri, wearing a black shirt, black basketball shorts with blue trim, and white Nike shoes. He left in his black 2017 Ford F-150 with the Kansas tag 65LXU, expiring in 2020. It is said that he had a heated conversation with somebody on the phone prior to him leaving his friend's house. Johnny's phone GPS tracked him to an area of Linwood/Indiana in Kansas City, Missouri. His sister called his phone on July 7th of 2019, and a female answered saying that one of her associates had found his phone near Central Avenue and Viaduct Bridge in Kansas City, Kansas. She did try to sell that phone to the sister. John or his truck have been seen since. If you have any information regarding Johnny's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department at 816-234-5136. This next case is Jane Bruce. She is missing out of Sedalia, Missouri, October 4th, 2008. She's 23 years old at the time of her disappearance. She is now 38. 5'2", 98 pounds, brown hair, and green hazel eyes. She did at the time have red highlights in her hair. It was shoulder length, wavy with bangs. She is blind in her left eye. She does have both of her ears pierced once each. She has a 2-inch scar along her lower spine and a staple scar on her right shoulder. She does have that tattoo that you can see pictured up her left arm with a teddy bear with wings and a banner that says the name Dylan. She was last seen wearing a black shirt with the word Rebel in the front in silver lettering, blue jeans, and she had last seen leaving her child's babysitter's home where she had left him that day so she could go out for the evening and celebrate at the Malone's bar that was having an anniversary party on Main Street. She was with a young man at the time that she dropped off money for the babysitter around 11:30 p.m. that night, who was driving a late model red Ford F-150 truck. Now, they did go back to the bar. Police had identified that man that she had been seen with that night that she disappeared, and he had traveled to Atlanta, Georgia. He was a contractor there in Sedalia doing some work, but he was from Atlanta, Georgia. Police had questioned him after he had been arrested on unrelated charges. He's never been named publicly, but the police are calling him a person of interest. That has never been cleared for him as a person of interest in her case. He has said that him and Dana had parted ways after they had left the bar, and he has never seen or heard from her again. Dana also was seen with other individuals that night at the bar. She was seen leaving with 2 individuals that are local to the Sedalia area, again in a Ford F-150 truck. Also had been around several different individuals that were there in that Sedalia area that night. Dana left all of her belongings behind, doesn't have a banking account, credit cards, phone, or vehicle. It is unknown if she had her ID with her at the time. She is known to be a devoted mother and would never leave her or abandon her children. That day, she also had signed a lease agreement for a new place for her and her children. And foul play is suspected in her disappearance. There is a reward that is being offered in her case. If you have any information regarding Dana's disappearance or know her whereabouts, please call the Sedalia, Missouri Police Department at 660-826-8100. Now, on her case, there was a vigil. They have done several different vigils for Dana. And in last vigil, there has been, they said that they had a private investigator that was looking into Dana's case. However, the name of the private investigator has never been revealed. No way to contact that private investigator if you have any information to come forward with, which I find really kind of odd. If you're trying to find someone, why wouldn't you release who that private investigator is so they can get information? It's also said that law enforcement doesn't want to work with the private investigator. Not really sure what that's about, or whether it's really true that there is a private investigator hired on Dana's case. Dana's disappearance, there's definitely people that she knew that are involved with her disappearance. There's at least 7 individuals that there is information out there about their involvement. There are people speaking about different people's involvement in her case as well. So with that being said, if someone has hired a private investigator in a case, I don't understand why you would not release that information, because people have asked, and they won't release the information of who the private investigator is. So in order for some people that don't feel comfortable, contacting law enforcement, a lot of time private investigators they will talk to, and then that private investigator can give that information anonymously over to police enforcement. So I don't understand why we're not giving out that information in order to maybe possibly get more tips on her location and what exactly happened that night. There have been rumors that she was at a party and that she was purposely injected with drugs and that she is deceased. Now, like I said, there's at least 7 individuals that are involved that know exactly what happened to Dana, that are close to Dana. And for whatever reason, some of them are now coming forward and talking about her case. So hopefully someone out there, like I said, her children need to know where their mother is and that she didn't abandon them, despite stories that maybe you told to them, because there's nowhere that says Dana was not a devoted mother to her children. This was the one night that she went out, to have some time away from her children that night. But everybody deserves as a parent to be able to go out and, enjoy, adult time and stuff like that. But this was like a one-time thing that she had done. Otherwise, she was always with her children. So there's no facts that would ever lead to believe that she was not devoted as a mother to her kids. So again, people are coming forward on her case. More information is coming in. If this private investigator really exists, that information does need to come out in order for people to give out more tips and stuff and get her located, and the individuals that are involved with her disappearance be held accountable for her disappearance. But the main thing that the family wants is just to bring her home, be able to bring her home for her children and lay her to rest. And a lot of these is that there is criminal element. The main thing that a lot of the families want is just to know where their loved one is and get them home. Whatever happens after that, happens after that. So I'm hoping that more people in all these cases will start coming forward. And hopefully she will come home soon. The next case that I'm covering, I have covered before. Now, I've went ahead and updated Kit. Kit's birthday is in 2 days. So everybody, I know that her loved ones would love everybody to, celebrate Kit's birthday. This case I came across, and it's just really, really touching. The family has really pushed hard. She's getting a lot more media attention that was needed on her case. So I have went ahead and updated. Her birthday is on the 22nd of this month. She will be 19 years old. This is Esmerella Nelson Mora, but they go by Kit. She is missing out of Acoma, Washington on September 29th of 2022. She was 16 years old at the time of her disappearance. She is now 19, 5'2", 140 to 160 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. They are non-binary, even though she was born female, and she goes by Kit. Kit was 16 years old at the time of her disappearance, now 19. She does have a small scar on her left cheek. Her hair was dyed black at the time of her disappearance. They have their ears pierced. They do have medical issues that do require medication. Kit was last contacted by phone on November 11th of 2021. Their phone was disconnected after that, and family was blocked on all social media. A friend of them contacted police in September of 2022 because family and loved ones had no contact with Kit. Kit's mother told police that she ran away in April of 2022. Kit's mother never reported them missing. September 29th of 2022 was when an official missing persons report was made. Kit could possibly travel to Lawton, Oklahoma, Oregon, California, or still be in Washington. Foul play is suspected. There is a $10,000 reward that is offered. If you have any information regarding Kit's disappearance or know the whereabouts, please call 911 or the Auckland, Washington Police Department at 509-826-0383. Or you can call the Colville, Washington Tribal Police at 509-634-2472. I know that her loved ones, her sister, has really done a lot of work to keep Kit's story out there. There is a Facebook page. Like I said, foul play is suspected. I know there's a lot of stuff about her mom and, abuse and stuff that Kit has went through. One thing that I've really seen about Kit and to know Kit as a person is she was very creative, very talented. She did a lot of artistic stuff, around just a really beautiful soul and a beautiful person. So I know there's been some different developments in the case, and I know there's been a lot of pressure to have people come forward in her case. So I always encourage people to go out to the family pages and look at it. So there's a lot more information on Kit's out there. But this next case I do continue to share every week. This is Rebecca Demery. She went missing from Odessa, Texas on March 1st, 2023. She was 32 years old at the time of her disappearance. She's now 33. 5'5", 190 pounds, brown hair and hazel eyes. She does wear glasses and has a mole on the left side of her neck. She always wears that gold cross necklace, which is a one-of-a-kind handmade necklace for her. And she does have both of her ears pierced as well as her tongue. She does have a history of seizures and has recently had one while she was in the hospital. She does have a tattoo of that flower on her left arm and the heart design tattoo on her right arm. She does go by the name Becca. Becca had contacted her loved ones always on a daily basis and spoke to them multiple times, usually throughout the day, or text them multiple times throughout the day. So she last spoke to them on phone on February 28th of 2023 when she called to see if she could get a ride from the hospital. However, her loved ones that were out of town were not able to pick her up, but she was seen leaving the hospital with somebody that day. Becca's loved ones text her the next day on March 1st, but has never had a response. She has never been seen or heard from again. She was last seen wearing in that picture that long sleeve gray shirt with a plaid hem, black pants, gray athletic shoes, and with a white sole. And she was carrying that black and teal backpack that you see photoed there. She was last seen at 3:50 a.m. in southeast Odessa. Foul play is suspected. Law enforcement has been very vigorous on our case, trying to do searches and all sorts of things in running down leads that there are. It is said that there's to be a person of interest in the case as well. If you have any information regarding Rebecca's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Odessa, Texas Police Department at 432-335-4609. This is Kevin J. Bonine. He's missing out of Kansas City, Missouri on June 13th of 2014. He was 53 years old at the time of his disappearance. He's now 63. 5 foot to 5'5", 235 pounds to 255 pounds, brown hair and blue eyes. He does suffer from schizophrenia. He could have been wearing dark brown cargo pants at the time of his disappearance, and he was last seen at his home in the 400 block of Booth Avenue in Kansas City, Missouri. He has not been seen or heard from since. I have not found any updates on his case either. If you have any information regarding Kevin's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please Kansas City, Missouri Police Department at 816-234-5136. This is another case out of Seattle, Washington. This is Odessa Mae Jones. She went missing on May 13th of 2022, 39 years old at the time of her disappearance. She's now 41. 5'4", 130 pounds, brown hair, and brown eyes. She has a small moon-shaped scar on her chin, and she was last seen wearing a blonde wig. Odessa could be going by Odessa Bush. She is enrolled in the Confederate tribe of Warm Springs, had contact with her family about needing to be picked up from Seattle, Washington, when the profile that when the person that Odessa had reached out from last was contacted, the person stated that they have not seen her since the beginning of August. The person stated that they had a meeting spot at the Pike Place Market and that he lived in Capitol Hill area in Seattle, Washington. She does struggle with mental health issues and is not able to advocate for herself. If you have any information regarding Odessa's disappearance or know the whereabouts, please call the Warm Spring, Washington Police Department at 541-553-3272. This next case I have shared before. This is Sarah Ann Bushland. She's missing out of Spooner, Wisconsin on April 1996. She was 15 years old at the time of her disappearance. She is now 43. 5 foot, 140 pounds. She has blonde strawberry hair and blue eyes. She does wear wire frame glasses. She does have a mole on the left side of her neck and upper lip. She does go by the nickname Bug. Sarah was last seen wearing a Tweety Bird shirt, blue jacket, blue jeans, and black Reebok stickers after she had exited her school bus at the end of her driveway, which is about 100 yards from her, at 4 p.m. on April 3rd in rural Spooner, Wisconsin. She was wearing 4 silver rings on her right hand and a class ring with a black stone. It is reported that a dark colored pickup truck was driving behind the bus, and when she got out, it pulled up next to her, and it appeared that she knew the driver. Some of the other people on the bus thought that it belonged to her 21-year-old boyfriend. Sarah had lunch with her boyfriend the day that she disappeared, but he stated that that was the last time that he had seen her when he dropped her off back at school. Some of the people on the bus said they saw her talking to the driver of the truck, and others claimed that she actually got into the truck. When the truck left the driveway, it headed in the direction of a nearby town, Trago, Wisconsin. Sarah has never been seen or heard from since. If you have any information regarding Sarah's disappearance or know her whereabouts, please call the Washburn County, Wisconsin Sheriff at 715-468-4700. This next case I just came across this morning, wanted to get it out. This is Stephanie Lolis. She is missing out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, April 1st of 2024. She's 22 years old, 5'8", 195 pounds. She has blonde and hair and eyes. It is a dirty blonde in color. She was last seen wearing gray sweatpants and a white t-shirt. She was driving a burgundy/red 2015 Nissan Altima, which has damage on the front end, and she is believed to be armed. She had been sending disturbing messages to her loved ones. It is believed that she's in a mental crisis. She is a critical alert to get this information out on her. There is concern that she may hurt herself. Like I said, they believe that she is in some sort of mental crisis. If you have any information regarding Stephanie's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call 911 or the Tulsa, Oklahoma Police Department at 918-596-9222. Okay. So just a couple things that I kind of want to talk about today. Those were like all the cases that I had for the day to share. But some of the things I want to talk about is again, we discussion is always good. I see a lot of discussion on a lot of cases and stuff. We just need to make sure that people realize that until in a court of law, everybody is innocent, and there's been a lot of slander with like some families. Um, that's why I don't give out a lot of names unless it's already out there in social media. Like police have released information and stuff, but seeing what the families go through is just tremendous. And there are so many really great families that are out there. And I want all the family members to know again that we have family members that are on here. There's family members all over the place that are supportive of other family members of the missing, sharing flyers, advocating, and stuff like that. So I want families and loved ones to know that you're not alone. There's a lot of really great advocates out there. I always tell people to be cautious of who contacts them, what their intent is, for information and stuff. We do have a lot of people that are out here advocating, but they're advocating for their own personal gain and stuff like that, which is really saddening. We have people that are making comments underneath flyers that is not helpful at all um, in regards of finding a missing loved one. If I find anything like that on my page, I will delete it and I will ban that person from my platform. Missing persons alerts, Allison is the same. Saoirse, she does a lot of like Washington, out Oregon, out in that area, Idaho. We've got Sky Alerts is a really good place for you guys to look. Oracle Mama is really good. Sharon Parker is a huge advocate. She shares all over the place as well. And they have hashtagged and put like their different platforms. The Missing Truth is really good. Katrina is really good. She also does a podcast. I shared her podcast the other day out there. So there's a lot of different avenues and some really good advocates that are out there that I want you guys to remember that you're not alone. We're going to be here to help you guys through the process the best we can. But that's like the biggest thing is feeling that you're not alone. If you feel like someone is harassing you or you feel like someone's trying to scam you, please look under the resource pages as well for information on how you can report those things. There are some good private investigators out there if you're considering looking for a private investigator. Again, I would be very cautious and really look into your private investigators. Make sure they are licensed. There are people out there saying they're private investigators and they're not licensed out there. There are a lot. The next thing is there's a lot of remains that are being found. I do have the unidentified page. There's a ton of really good unidentified pages out there like Who Am I? Genetics Uncovered is really good. Mississippi Unidentified is a good page. So there's several of them out there as well. I always encourage people that if you see an unidentified person and you think that there's a possibility that it could be your loved one, is contacting local, your law enforcement agency to see if they can get DNA and everything in to look. Hazel that I covered today, I saw on NamUs that she has been looked at 117 times. I believe they have ran DNA hoping to locate her. And with unidentified remains, that's a lot. 117 is a lot, but it's rolled her out on 117 different unidentified remains. if you see any post with unidentified, please go ahead and you guys can share it in the group, Guardian Unidentified page. I continue to like share on there as well. It's never something that we want in a case, but sadly, there's a lot of them out there. But they are being able to identify a lot more of these remains that they've had for quite a while or even recently. So even if you think it's in a different state and it could possibly, is similar, I would check it out. I would at least check it out so you can rule it out if it is your loved one or not. Hi, Katrina. Katrina is the Missing Truth. She's a really fierce advocate as well. She does her podcasts and stuff, amongst other stuff. You are most welcome, Ellen. As you well know, I will continue fighting on Diana's case. Sharon, like she said, is really, really awesome. Hi, Yvonne. Nice to see you. And Faith is saying, remember, some PIs with licenses are not always good. Check the Better Business Bureau or check the licensing board of their state and see if they have any complaints filed against them. That's good information, Faith. Thank you for sharing that. So again, you guys have to protect yourself, protect your cases. Like I've always said, the families that I am working with and have been working with, I definitely keep things confidential, only release what can be released. But I so appreciate the families trusting me in their cases and getting their cases out there. Keeping the on. Kind of like what I said earlier in Dana's case, the fact that there is a private investigator supposedly out there that's looking at our case but no contact, that's kind of suspicious to me. If you guys have a private investigator, you need to have that information out there so people can put in tips as well. So there's that. So I'm very, very protective of our cases, as well as all the people that I network, like with Gina, Sharon, Allison, Saoirse. We're all very protective over our cases, over all cases, actually. We want to make sure that families are safe. We want to make sure that that loved one is safe. And we want to protect the integrity of the cases as well, in case they would have to go to court or anything like that. So there's some really good advocates out there for you guys. If you ever have someone that, you want to recommend or you want one of us to check out, feel free to send a message. We'll check them out and let you know. And like I said, there's a lot of good things that are in the work with the advocates and law enforcement and stuff that's coming your guys' way. Just keep your heads up. If you guys need anything, feel free to contact and we'll see what we can do. I hope you guys all have a really, really great day. Thank you for joining. God bless. You guys are always in my prayers and in my heart, and I'm always here for you. But continue to be the voice and share flyers, because you never know who may have the clue that we need and law enforcement needs to put together to find your loved one. God bless.